Hi everyone, this is Alma coming to you from Long Beach, California. Today is Wednesday, January 4th of the year 2023, and this is going to be FlossTube number 92, I believe. So as always, I want to welcome you all. Welcome back to all my current viewers and subscribers, and thank you, as always, for your continuing support. It's officially been 3 years since I started my channel. I started in January 1st, 2020. So thank you for sticking with me for that long. Really appreciate it, and I hope there's many more years to come. I want to say a special welcome to anyone that's visiting for the first time. I hope that you like what you see today, and you decide to stay, subscribe, and continue to follow me on my stitching journey. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody had safe holidays. Happy New Year to you all. Wishing you a year full of love, health, and success. Everything's good here. I don't know if it's apparent from my voice, but I did get sick over the holidays. I was able to enjoy my vacation with my family. If you saw my last video, you remember that I went to Mexico to visit for the first time in 4 years. Luckily, I didn't get sick until like the tail end of the trip. Literally, like on the drive back was when I just started feeling sick. And then I got my boyfriend sick. So here we are. I feel like I'm on the tail end of it, but he's not. I don't know if you can hear him in the background. Hopefully, it won't be too much of a bother. But I did want to go ahead and record. I am still planning on recording my whip parade, as I always do around this time of year. I just, I didn't know if my throat was going to be able to take it. I do have my water with me. So I thought, okay, baby steps. Let's just try for a regular FlossTube update first and see how that goes. Hopefully by the weekend I'll be well enough to do full-on whip parade. Having said that, I do have quite a bit to show you guys. Because because I was sick, even though I probably would have done it anyway, I was able to just stitch a lot as I'm just resting. So I'll show you what I ended the year with first, what I stitched in the last few days of December, and then we'll go from there. So the first whip I'm going to show you is one of my focus pieces for this year. This is Moon Charmer, select size, and that just means it was requested specifically requested by a customer. I just chose it because it was smaller than the original size, but not quite a mini size. Anyway, the artist is Amy Stewart. Designer is Heaven and Earth Designs, and I started this in May of 2019. It is one of my oldest pieces, so I would like to get some decent work on her this year. The goal is to do at least 2,000 stitches a month so that I can complete. I can reach the 33% completion mark by the end of 2023. This is where we're at right now. I'm still working here on the bottom. The goal is to finish all the dark colors that are on this side here up until, you can't really see because I haven't started on her, but her dress kind of goes this way, so somewhere in this section. So that's going to be the marker for me as far as how low I go in this section. I think since the last time I showed it to you, I think it's been this entire section right here that I've been stitching on. I'm not entirely sure how many stitches I put on this since I showed it to you. I do need to run those stats for the whip parade, but I know that I'm now at 24%. I feel like the last time I was at 23%, so yay, full percentage point. Look at me go. It's just slow going sometimes with these full coverages, but that's okay. I do want to eventually get, work my way up here once I do finish the grass area, because I kind of started these two stars here and started on the light blue colors around it, and then I just stopped. So I do want to finish that section. So I'll get back to it eventually. But yeah, this is where we're at. Almost a quarter of the way done. As I mentioned, this is going to be one of the focus pieces. I've joined a group called As You Stitch, inspired by Princess Bride. And they asked us to pick 5 focus pieces, each inspired by a main character. And then the point is to stitch on those, once a month. So you have to check in once a month and say, look, I stitched on my focus pieces. So I picked this one in particular to represent Buttercup. We were supposed to pick one that was just beautiful like Buttercup, so I'm like, okay, this one's beautiful. And this is my bag by Stitch and Button, which I'll show you the inside cover of it. I thought it was really cool. But yeah, it's constellations, so I thought it would do well with this particular one. We're gonna put this back in here. So I haven't taken this out for January yet. I haven't added those 2,000 stitches yet, so that's still coming up soon. But yeah, you'll definitely see her a lot this year. And then when I went on my vacation, I did take my my stitching with me. I always bring cross stitch, just in case I had some downtime. The only downtime I ended up having was on the drive to and from my hometown. So this is the whip that I decided to take with me. This is Chopper from Be Cute Today, I think is the name of the Etsy shop. He is one of the characters from an anime that me and my boyfriend watch called One Piece. He's one of my favorite characters, if not the favorite character. So yeah, so when I saw the design, I was happy, not just because it's rare to find a Chopper cross stitch pattern, but because I thought it was really cute. I think it really suits the character. So I didn't stitch on him too much. As I mentioned, I only really got to stitch on the drive there and back, and even then it was only like 200 stitches each way. So, but I was able to finish outlining his antler here. Again, I ended up doing that. I mean, every stitch counts, right? But I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna outline it so I can stitch it, right? So I only have to do the brown. I ended up not even finishing the blue, because I think this is where I was at last time I showed it to you. So I only really stitched on this right here. Good, not too much. But this is also going to be it's always been my travel piece. It's just easy to stitch on because it's just blocks of color. So I will take this with me when I go to work. Today was like my official first day, even though it was just meetings. But yeah, I will take this with me just in case I don't have anything else to do. Like I don't have any meetings or training, and there's no students asking for help. So that's that piece. So that was how I rounded up my 2022. And then once the new year hit, I was able to start working on all the brand new challenges. The Daily 30 announced their yearly event. It's called Travel the Olympics. So they are having us stitch in segments from city to city according to where each Olympic was held, starting with the very first one, Athens, and then the first segment is like traveling from Athens, or second segment, I guess. You travel from Athens to Paris, because that's where the second Olympics were held. So depending on the distance between each city, that's how they determine how many stitches you did. So the first couple were only, I think, like the first one was only 200 stitches, and then the second one was like 250. And then this third segment is 875 stitches. And then the fourth one is 800. So it varies. I don't know if I like that very much, to be honest. But I'll have to see. You are allowed to split up excuse me. You are allowed to split up the segments between whips. In case you don't want to do 800 stitches on a single whip, but just because of how I am, I know that I'm gonna want to do it all in a single whip. So we'll see. Anyway, besides doing the yearly for the daily 30, I do want to get back to trying to do the actual daily 30 stitching. So I've picked up my Sleeping Beauty pattern again. This is from an Etsy shop called Stitch Fairy Treasures, I think. I started this back in 2019. Her birthday's actually coming up pretty soon. It's on the 6th. And that's another thing that I'd like to do this year, is stitch on each whip on their birthday, if I haven't finished it already, right? So hers is coming up on the 6th. And this is what I've done so far. So good. I have been able to do 100 stitches every day in the year 2023. This right here is the page border for the page on the side, and then this is the top of the other page. So everything that you see here is what I've done. I was very happy to see that this works with Pattern Keeper. Well, it works like 85% with Pattern Keeper. The important part, the important feature that works now, that made all the difference, is the search function. I wasn't able to search for symbols with this pattern. I just printed the pattern and was working off of, like, highlighting as I go type of thing, like old school. So I was very happy when I just tried it again, because I know that every time the Pattern Keeper updates, sometimes you are able to use it with PDFs that weren't compatible before. So I tried it and I was happy to see. I still have to input the colors myself, but that's the least of it. I'm like, hey, as long as I'm able to search and you can highlight all the stitches of one color, like that automatically just makes it so much easier for me. So it's definitely going to be much easier stitching. So yeah, so the plan is to still go like block by block. So just kind of go my way across here and then just do the rows here. Now that I can highlight and I don't necessarily have to go by like a specific section, I may not restrict myself to the page breaks like I did before. As you can see, I have like random stitches here, ninja stitches. Same here. These and these grays are off page. The gridded part pretty much is the edge of the page. But yeah, regardless, I think it's gonna be much smoother stitching on that one for sure. Another piece that I worked on, and yeah, that's 100 stitches daily, so I've done 400 stitches on her so far. Another piece that I worked on and I started working on yesterday is my Mirabilia. This is Portrait of Veronica. I started this on my birthday in 2020. So yeah, so July 2020. This is going to be a piece that I'm going to be working on every month. Just like I did with Sea Glass in 2022. This one I've broken off into 12 different sections. I've given myself the 2 sections, like 2 months worth to work on beading and just details like outlining and such, but the rest is going to be done per month. So I started, even though I didn't technically specify which section I was going to do which month, I figured, okay, one of the sections, the light section of her dress right here, I've split up into 2 huge chunks. So I'm like, okay, considering that I have the time, I'm gonna go ahead and do that big section right here, and leave the smaller sections for when I am back in school and I don't have that much time. So as it is, here's what she's looking like now. I only barely started yesterday, so not too much to show. It doesn't help that the color is almost the same color as the fabric. Yeah, it's these 100 stitches right here. So this is the big old bow. I still have to finish some of the details here, but I'll take care of that when I go to that section. I did 100 stitches here, and I don't even know how many more I have left to go, but I think it's going to be pretty easy stitching. There's only a handful of colors in that section anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to finish that pretty quickly, and then I can move on to other things for the rest of the month. And I'm trying to do this so that I don't poke myself with a needle. This is being done on Fairy Meadow from Youthful Hands Sunny Dyes. They've since gone out of business. I was able to get this just before they shut down, but I thought it was perfect for Veronica. I thought the colors were going to line up with her dress beautifully. So that's that one. Okay. another piece that I worked on the last few days is my Riolis kit. This is Lilac Evening. This one I started February 1st, 2019. So her birthday's also coming up soon. I am doing this with all the materials that came in the kit. It came with Anchor Floss and Zweigart 14 count Ada. And this is going to, hopefully this will be the first piece I finish this year. If you saw my previous videos, you'll know that this year's theme is going to be taking care of those pieces that shouldn't have taken me this long. And this is definitely one of them. As it is, I have added 450 stitches to her. As I mentioned with the new yearly, the first segment was 200 stitches, the second segment was 250. So I did them both on her. She's one of the focus pieces that I picked for Daily 30. We needed 4 this year instead of 3. so she's one of my 4. I did most of this skin tone, this pale piece right here, and the light purple here, and along this bottom area right here as well. So and this is practically the edge right here on this side. This side I think it fades in a little bit further up, so I may not have too much to stitch on that side either. But yeah, this is practically the end right here. I think I have like one more little motif here, and then we can call it. So yeah, so definitely some fast stitching on this one. The goal was to add at least 500 stitches on her each month. However, I think that's going to be a lot more this month. As I mentioned, I do want to finish her. Another piece that I've been working on, I started working on yesterday and I want to continue working on today, at least 100 more stitches, is my supersized maxed color chart from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is Reader's Paradise, and this is the one and only supersized max color version I'll ever own. It's more than enough. It's more than enough, but I knew I wanted to do something special with it because I fell in love with the design as soon as I saw it. And as it is, I am working on this corner right here with this first stack of books, and I've started on the carpet for the stairs. So originally I said I was going to try to focus on the confetti stitching this month since I'm not in class. However, I still have, foggy brain. So I'm like, I'll stitch on something easy. So I've been focusing more on the carpeted stairs because that's just way easier. And that's kind of like the next part anyway. This is what I've done so far. So again, I kind of sort of started doing try doing some of the confetti stitching that's still left on this section right here. There's like one color in particular I need to get. It's DMC 501. Apparently I don't have it, and I needed to finish the confetti stitching on this particular book. But yeah, I decided to just go ahead and focus on the carpet. So it's because it's black and dark gray and dark brown and dark blue, lots of blues. So a lot faster stitching. So I added 400 stitches on this one yesterday. I would like to add another 400 or 500 today so I can finish those 875 stitches for that one segment. But we'll see. It's looking like I'm running out of steam, at least today, for stitching. But again, I'll try to do at least 100 stitches on it for one of my challenge groups. And then I've got a couple more to show you. I kicked off the new year with my new start from last year. Last year I started one of the unconventional cross stitch patterns, the only unconventional cross stitch pattern that I have, really. This is I'm trying to not show you the there we go. This is Medusa, and it's one of the patterns that I really wanted to get for a long time. So I got this one to start for the new year last year. And so again, going back to I'm trying to stitch on patterns on their birthdays. So I started 2023 with her. And I think the artist is Christopher Lowell. Yeah, Lovell. It would help if I actually got the pattern out to show you. I added 500 stitches on her. This is how it goes. Still very puny start. I had 1300 stitches done so far on her. Didn't touch her too much last year after starting her, so I would like to change that this year, but we'll see. As it is, I do have a goal of trying to add 500 stitches on all my whips. Not necessarily on their birthday, but it just happened that this time that's how it worked out. But I do want to add 500 stitches on them all. So this time the 500 stitches were mostly done on this silver color that's on the edge right here. But I did go in and fill in some of the browns on the inside as well. I don't have all the colors for this one either. I think I only partially kitted it up, and then I was just too impatient to start. So yeah, so here we are. And then this year, I did want to start something new as well. I just decided to start it on the 2nd instead of the 1st. And this year's new start was Scarlet Witch from Chilton Crafts. Artist is Daniel Kordick. You know, I love my Daniel Kordick pieces. So I finally got around to starting her. I love her character. I loved the TV show WandaVision, even though it was a bumpy start. So when I saw the pattern come out, I knew I had to have it. And for her, I got really into it and added 600 stitches. So again, I ticked off the box of adding at least 500 stitches on each whip. But I'll definitely get her out more this month. So tiny stitches. This is one of the focus pieces for the full coverage phonetics by it's not by the numbers, although I could use it for by the numbers as well. But every month is going to have a different color. Excuse me. Every month is going to have a different color. January was red, so I thought, perfect. She's got all the reds. So I'll keep stitching on her throughout the month. See if I can hit those 1,000 stitches at least. Especially since she is a new whip. I don't want to have, because I don't know if you saw, but I'm using her. I officially UFO'd Caramel Macchiato. I figured she was sitting at 300 stitches for literally years. I think it was like 3 years. So I thought, okay, if I haven't stitched on her for that long, then that's saying something. So I UFO'd her, and I'm just recycling the fabric for Wanda. I'm gonna use those names interchangeably. Wanda's name of the character, Scarlet Witch, is just her second personality. I don't know. It's like Iron Man, right? Iron Man is Tony. Captain America is Steve Rogers. Like, so yeah. So she's Wanda. So I may just call her Wanda. Every now and then. But that is all I have stitched on so far this week. Yeah, I did want to go ahead and just film a quick update since I didn't know how long it'd be until I filmed my parade, and it has been a few weeks since I filmed my last FlossTube video. I did want to say hello. So the whip parade is coming. I just have to get myself sorted. I've got all the information for my whips ready. I had to get a brand new notebook because I've started, because I had so many whips, I had them like in 2 separate notebooks. So I just got a brand new notebook. And one of them was like running out of space already, like both of them. Like the reason why I had 2 was because they were running out of space. So I just got a much thicker notebook or journal. And so now I have everything in one place. So I've done that. I've compiled everything into that one notebook. Now I just need to go back and take notes on where I was at the last whip parade, so I can tell you an average or like an idea of where I stitched or how much I stitched since the last whip parade. Once I do that, I can go ahead and film. Well, see how my throat does. I was doing okay, honestly. But yeah, as always, if you have any questions regarding anything you saw today, feel free to drop me a comment. I do read them. I'm trying to be better about commenting back, or at least, liking the comments to show you that I've read them. I do appreciate all the feedback and all the love and support that you guys show. The same thing with Instagram. If you do follow me on Instagram, I am trying to be better about posting. So far so good. I figure I'm just gonna post about whatever I stitch on that day, even if I post about it the next day. As long as I post, it's good. But yeah, so far so good on that front as well. So yeah, as always, I hope you guys have a productive week, a relaxing weekend, and I hope you always find the time to do the thing that makes you happy. Until next time, ciao.